trade rumor. This one feels like it might have some substance. Who knows? But Evan Sidery, friend of the show, today on Twitter, reporting. This isn't a rumor so much as he reported that the Kings have had exploratory talks with the Jazz concerning a possible John Collins deal. And I know especially Drapes, but Jay got on that bandwagon very early on. Drapes has been on the John Collins to the Kings bandwagon for a long time. So you must be excited.
Yeah, I'm pumped up because, I'm a huge John Collins fan. And, the thing about it, I look at where he's been, the organizations he's played at, and statistically his numbers are fine. But I still think there's more to him than just what we're seeing. I think now with the Utah Jazz, you're probably seeing the best John Collins since I think it was like his third year in Atlanta, something like that. Like, this guy is a true player. And I think when he has something to play for, being in contention, a playoff spot, he'll be even better.
Yeah.
He's doing this now on a bad team without any future, really.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and his numbers may go down if he came here, but his impact might be great for us.
Yeah, and you may be right. I think it's always dangerous to assume that when you're going to acquire somebody, but I understand the reasoning. So you just asked my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Why wouldn't he be a better choice than Cam Johnson? It looks like they prefer Cam Johnson. And if they do, I would assume it's because Cam Johnson historically has been a better defender. But I don't think I've kind of done a Keegan 360 on this a little bit. I don't know that there's that big of a difference. John Collins, to me, the team with John Collins, yes, that's definitely an improvement. I don't think they're going to get Cam Johnson either. I said that a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
It looks like the Nets, we need 2 first-rounders for them. Kings don't want to give them 2 first-rounders. The Nets don't have to come off of that. They could, but they don't have to. So I think my guess is Monty's looking at that going, well, I mean, that's great if they do, but if they don't, what are we going to do? And they've been, you've been after John Collins for many years. So has Monty. If you just, you Google it, Kings, John Collins, there's a bunch of stuff going back years ago. So I don't know that I would prefer Cam, but I don't think it's like night and day or anything. And John Collins I don't have to tell you this, he's having an excellent year.
Excellent year. I mean, it's amazing that year. And the thing about it, he's played in 27 games, 18 of those.
Currently out, by the way.
Currently out. What's his injury right now? Hip. 18 games he started. So he's come off the bench 9 games. And the fact that he's averaging 8.3 rebounds in almost a third of the games he's come off the bench. His minutes are he's not even at 30 full minutes, 29.9. I'm looking at his field goal percentage, 52.5.
He's making the most
field goal
of his
percentage.
Minutes.
He really is. And, obviously we got to figure out the cost and, players and picks. Does Danny H, is he trying to fleece somebody with 2 first-rounders or something like that? I don't know. But needless to say, remember we had Tony Jones on, what was it, last year or
summer, I think.
Summer.
It was when all the Laurie Markkinen stuff was going on.
John Collins' price has gone up. His value has gone up. He does have a player option for next season, too. And so does that scare you off if you're Sacramento? Is this a Pascal Siakam situation again? But if he says, yes, I'll resign, I'm doing a deal. I'm bringing John Collins here.
How many picks are you willing to give up? That's what it comes down to, I would guess.
I'd probably 1 max.
A first-rounder?
A first-rounder.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, because I feel like, Whitey, all these names we're throwing out, you're probably going to have to give up a little more than you really want to. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be hard to swallow. But once you get the player here and hopefully they have success, it'll be well worth it. It's the current market. There's no buy low and then later sell high. Like, you're buying high right now, whoever it is out there right now of the players that we're talking about. It's not, you can't get anybody on the cheap, I don't think.
He's like you've pointed out, he's a little younger than Cam. What is he, 27?
27.
The way I look at it is if I gave up a first rounder to get him, there's a really good chance whatever that first rounder is, it's not going to be somebody as good as John Collins, who was a first round pick himself. And the other thing about all this stuff is it looks like Trey Lyles would probably be part of whatever package goes out to bring a wing in. It looks like that's the way the Kings would like to have it for financial reasons. So to me, that's why we keep hearing about how the Kings want to add a wing and a center, because I think they're thinking they're going to have to let their backup center go to get the wing, which means they're going to need another backup center. And there's a lot of backup centers available this year. And it looks like, from what the internet buzz is, you could get one of them for a couple second rounders.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's doable.
And who are we talking about? What names are you talking about?
Jonas Valanciunas to
Time Lord?
Time Lord. Yeah.
Wow. So if you get Time Lord and John Collins,
I think they're going to get two guys.
Yeah, that's
because I want them to.
But that fortifies your front line then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now you're talking about Collins, Time Lord, Domas, and Keegan, if you will.
That's a legitimate NBA
That's a legitimate NBA front line. And so, we're starting to hear the smoke, obviously. Hopefully it percolates even more. I'm a huge John Collins fan. I can't tell you how big of a John Collins fan I am. And I see, what people saying on the text line right here from the 916. Collins is just like Boogie, empty calories on a bad team. Well, that's not true. Was he empty calories when he helped the Atlanta Hawks get all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals when he averaged 17-9, I think it was? Was those empty calories, 17-7? Was those empty calories while shooting 39.9% from three-point range? I'm looking at John Collins' numbers, Whitey, and I'm talking three-point numbers. He had, by my calculation, one bad season shooting from three, 29.2. Other than that, 34.8. 40.1, 39.9, 36.4, 37.1. He's actually been historically for his career 36.4% three-point shooter.
Yes, I think what that texter needs to keep in mind, and I say this because I've had to do this myself with John Collins, I think he's reinvented himself this year.
I think he has. I think he's changed the perception.
You said, that might have been true a few years ago here and there, but this year it really has not been true. I just saw something from a Jazz tweet. It was a video of one of their recent games, and it said, this is from a Jazz account, or at least Jazz fan account. John Collins is one of the Jazz 2 best players, and he might not be number 2. That's
damn. Ooh,
now again, that could have been a Jazz fan. Like, all right.
Wow, that's pretty.
Maybe Danny Ainge is the one who tweeted that.
And I'm looking at Basketball Reference, some of his offensive and defensive rating numbers. Offensive rating,
those are pretty good. I checked those too.
Are these pretty?
He's always right side up. Yeah, his career even.
Exactly, you're right.
Offense is higher than the.
If you look at his career, offensively 121, defensively 114.
Yeah,
he's a +7 for his career.
Yeah.
You ain't got to try to convince me anymore. You don't. I mean, this guy's the answer to me. I mean, we got to make sure we re-sign him, obviously, not just trading him for 3 months or so or whatever. But I think he checks a lot of our boxes.
Mm-hmm. I think that's something Kings fans could be really excited about.
And then how about this too, Whitey? We talk about length on the perimeter. Now you move DeMar to the 2, Keegan to the 3, now and John Collins to the 4. Now you're talking about some size and length in that starting lineup.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
I mean,
what do you think of that? I apologize because I was just checking the text.
Oh, you're looking at the text. Okay.
Yeah. Whitey Drapes, take a big swing. If you look at the Jazz, are they going to pay Walker Kessler next year? I'd ask about him too. I'd swing big, offer 2 first-rounders, Lyles and Herter for Walker Kessler and John Collins. Run that trade through a trade machine, and it works. I'd swing big right now. That's Rob from Rancho.
Soul Shine Band. He's trying to swing big. Do you like Walker Kessler? You like him as a player?
He's a good player.
Good backup?
Yeah, there's other guys I think would interest me more.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about.
Yeah, something about him. I don't understand because, when you look, 11.3 rebounds, 10.8 points. He's a double-double guy.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, why would the Jazz trade him then? It's like he's a young player, 7-footer. Why would they trade him? It doesn't make sense, right?
And I wouldn't do that because if I'd have to give up 2 first-rounders for that, and if I only have to give up 1 to get Collins and I could get another center with 2 second-rounders, that to me is a more desirable path.
Yeah, so by itself, Walker Kessler, if they said, You can have him for a first rounder. Is he worth a first rounder?
To me, not for my club.
Not for your
What
club.
about you think? What do you think? Because I think I need that to get
I'm with
else.
you.
I need more.
I'm with you. I like him, but do I like him that much? You know, is his potential that great? I don't know. He might be who he is, you know?
He's having a better year this year than last year, huh? You kind of had a fall off last year. Anyway, we're going to come back and talk.